We've got $7 million in our treasury. We've got a lot of cash. Look at our enterprise value; it's $3 million. So, if you strip out our cash out of our $10 million market cap, which is peanuts, you get 600,000 ounces in the Omega. You get a discovery that we just made beside the highest grade gold mine in Canada, and you've got $60 million that Kirkland Lake has committed to spend with us, and they're also a 10% shareholder.
The Financial Survival Network. Now more than ever. The Financial Survival Network.
Welcome. This is Financial Survival Network. I'm your host, Kerry Lutz, here with sponsor Mistango River Resources Chair Stephen Stewart to discuss the drill results that just came out today. You know, Stephen, in exploration, we often look for smoke in order to find the fire, but with newly released results of 86.2 grams per ton, there's certainly more than just a spark here, isn't there?
No, well, there's a full-blown bonfire going next door to us on the Macassa, right? That is Canada's highest grade gold mine, and we've got the property immediately adjacent to the west. As you said, we hit a VG high grade, 86 grams gold per ton. Over a narrow width, but incredibly high grade. It's consistent with the style of mineralization, the grade of mineralization from the Macassa mine, which is just literally a stone's throw away. So it's a start. It's a great start, and we've got work to do. This type of mineralization has always gone from east to west, and nobody's been able to prove that it's come west until now. We had a drill program earlier in 2021 where we didn't hit anything. This is a tough business. And so our stock price was down. But when we got this big hit this morning, I think this is really going to reinvigorate our exploration. I think it's very important to know we have this new model, geophysical model, that has proven to be quite accurate in terms of assisting us to target. And so we hit two holes, not just one hole. We hit two holes with visible gold. We've only released the first one, which is this 86 gram per ton this morning. And then we've got further assays to come from this entire drill program. We're just starting to get the assays in. So it's exciting. And we're looking forward to more results coming.
Do you think that this could be an extension of the Kirkland Lake deposit?
Well, there's no question it's the same system. There's little doubt in our mind. The question is, can you find it in economic quantities that you can extract and make money, right? Do we have an ore body? We know we've got high grade gold. You got to find enough of it for it to make sense. So there's no question that this is all part of the same system. Macassa is part of a larger system. Okay. So the Kirkland Lake camp has been in production for well over 70 years, maybe 80 years. And it started, a few kilometers to its east, with the Torburn mine. And it's just successively gone east to west. And now they're mining at Macassa, which is the furthest limit of the known system. And now we're just right next door to the west. Okay. So we have proven that the mineralization does come west. So that's the big news in my mind is this is the same system. Again, there's more work to be done, but there's more assays to become. We've got a partnership with Kirkland Lake Gold, who's the operator of Macassa, again, the highest grade gold mine in Canada. They're spending $60 million on our property to help us find this extension. So they're believers. I'm a believer. And, the result this morning certainly add a little bit more smoke to the western side of the property.
I'm sure you're really pleased by it. Speaking of Kirkland Lake, so the Kirkland Lake Ignico merger, what does that mean for Mistango?
Well, effectively for the deal, it doesn't mean anything. The deal it will be the same. I think it's certainly very positive news for those two monster operators, in fact, probably best in class operators to come together. One for Canada. I think that's great news. They're staying. These two companies are staying Canadian, and two in the Kirkland Lake camp. Now, they are the two biggest landowners in the camp. Now, Ignico Eagle has its Upper Beaver, Upper Canada deposit, which is a mine that it's putting in production and is just a little bit further east of Macassa. So for them to put those two asset land packages together makes a lot of sense from that particular jurisdiction. And I'll note that we have another. I mean, Mistango has another project that very few people are paying attention to. It's got about 600,000 ounces on our Omega project. And it's got about a 2 gram per ton. It's near surface. It's open pitable style of mineralization. We're starting drilling on that project in 2 weeks. And that is very strategic to Ignico Eagles, Upper Beavers. So we have 2 strategic assets right in the heart of this camp where we're going to have now a super major, really top 3 producer in the world at our back, have a $60 million partnership where Kirkland Lake is paying all of our exploration bills in order to ultimately earn 75% of those projects. We'll have 25%. In the meantime, we've got $7 million in our treasury. We've got a lot of cash. Look at our enterprise value. It's $3 million. So if you strip out our cash out of our $10 million market cap, which is peanuts, you get 600,000 ounces in the Omega. You get a discovery that we just made beside the highest grade gold mine in Canada. And you've got $60 million that Kirkland Lake has committed to spend with us. And they're also a 10% shareholder.
Assuming you're successful, and like you say, you have like under $10 million market cap, the drill program goes as you're anticipating, and it's a great start. Where do you think the market cap goes from there?
Well, look, I don't read the tea leaves any better than you do, or anybody else for that matter. I think gold's is certainly a big part of that. Let's just say, aside from us continuing to make further discoveries and expanding this ore body, which I think is a very real possibility. But again, I emphasize, we're in the exploration business. It ain't easy. But let's just say we continue to get great hits on our Kirkland West project, and we continue to perform and expand on the 600,000 ounces of the Omega. I mean, let's just talk about Omega, for example. I mean, that's a 600,000 ounce deposit right on the Cadillac, right? There's no better place to be, both of our assets. If you give that a $30 per ounce value of ounce in the ground, that's $18 million right there for the Omega. And I wouldn't sell it at $18 million. Okay. But that's a very conservative estimate, $30 an ounce on the Cadillac, high grade open pitable, definitely going to be expanded upon, very strategic location. That's $18 million right there. That's not including our $7 million of cash. That gives you zero valuation for our partnership with Kirkland Lake, their $60 million commitment, and gives us no valuation for the project next to Macassa, which in my mind, that's the sexiest beast out there right now. I mean, if we can prove definitively that there is an ore body, economic concentrations of high-grade gold running west of the Macassa, then, I don't want to say the sky's the limit. I don't want to get, too promotional, but, that'll be significant.
Yeah, certainly. Some comparables. If you were to find, say, 2 million ounces of gold, God willing, what comparables out there as far as valuation goes?
Well, every ounce, no 2 ounces are created the same. So, I mean, there's a lot of variables. So, there are 2 million ounces to find out there that are worth a negative value. And then there are 2 million ounces out there that are worth, hundreds of millions, if not $1 billion. So, the answer is it depends. But where you want to be is in the Kirkland Lake camp or somewhere safe like we are there, in established jurisdictions where there's already head frames in place. Let's assume that we are successful in delineating economic situation on the Kirkland West project. Well, we don't have to build a mine, right? The mine is already there. There's infrastructure there. Perhaps they can drift over from the existing workings that they have there. I don't know. I'm speculating. But you don't have to have all this CapEx. If you look at all the activities that me and my group have been involved in, love, really top tier jurisdictions. We do not go anywhere else other than our backyard, by and large, where there's infrastructure in place. Exploration costs are low. Development costs are low. So, I can't really postulate on what would be a good comparable at this point in time. You can see per ounce valuations. RBC publishes, once a quarter evaluation of enterprise value, and the industry average is anywhere from $50 to $60 per ounce, and those are for more developed projects. You're probably in the million ounce range, and so on and so forth. So that's why when I say Omega's got 600,000, I'm not giving it a $60 per ounce, because I think it needs to get up to the million ounce mark, et cetera, in order to assign a higher per ounce multiple. So I think I'm being fairly conservative at $30, which gives it an $18 million, which is almost twice our market cap, not including our cash, not including our partnership, not including what I think is the sexiest project Mistango has, which is drilling beside the Macassa. So, in the Macassa itself, what a mine that is. And the Kirkland Lake ore body, it's one of the largest singular gold ore bodies ever mined, ever, anywhere. I think South Africa has probably got some bigger ones, and maybe Grasberg is bigger. But it's, as I said, it's been continuously mined for 70 years. It's a single ore body. I think that's the important message I want to drive home, is that we believe that the Macassa ore body continues west. We have not been able, our first drill program was relatively shallow. This one we've tested deeper because it's a mature camp. People have tested shallow. It's not there. It doesn't appear to be there shallow. But when we're testing deeper, we're seeing VG, and we're seeing really good structure. So it's all about, geology is all about hitting the right structure so that when the gold-bearing fluids run through it, it gets deposited. It needs channels, and it needs an opportunity to come out of solution. And we're seeing all the right rocks. We started to see the right rocks in the first drill program, but we weren't getting sniffs of gold. Now we're getting sniffs of gold. So we're vectoring in closer, and it's all about just trying to find that gold shoot that really brings it all together. Ross Beatty always talks about that $1 billion drill hole. Well, that's where we are in the environment where one of our drill holes could, in effect, be a game changer when you hit high-grade mineralization along a structure that has produced over 40 million ounces of gold, high-grade gold. So we're in the right jurisdiction. We got the cash. I think that's critical when you're looking at juniors. Can they finance themselves? Are they going to dilute themselves? We've got no plans to dilute ourselves. We've got $7 million on our treasury, and it stays relatively static because Kirkland Lake is paying our bills, right? They are paying our exploration bills, so we're well financed. And we've got a lot of drilling and a lot of activity on the horizon. We're certainly going to be a lot busier in 2022 now that, call it, the organization of that partnership is behind us. It took time to do it. So it's about news flow. It's about keeping your fingers crossed and hoping for good results. We've got good people. We know what we're doing. We've got a geologic model that has proven accurate thus far. So we're a lot better off than we were in 2021. We were sort of flying a little blind. Now we've got a reliable model. And, rest assured, we're going to be back on the KL project once we've digested everything, all the data that's come in and the assays, and go at it again and go at it again until we are successful. I mean, that's going to be the secret to our success in this business is to not stop drilling, not stop drilling.
I know Eric's been a major participant in the company. You gotten any feedback from him lately?
I sent him a note this morning. I haven't heard back. Eric's a very busy guy, so I'd love to catch up with him, and I plan to soon. But I'm sure he's going to be pleased by it. He understands this business as well as anybody. He loves high-grade gold. 86 grams is certainly high-grade gold. It's almost 3 ounces of gold. It's next door to the mine, the company that he made one of his many fortunes off. So I'm sure he'll be pleased, and I'll look forward to hearing from him. But I know he's still a shareholder.
And we haven't even really touched upon this environment for juniors, exploration companies has been brutal. Yeah,
it has. C'est la vie, right? I mean, that's the game. No surprises there. I'm used to the volatility, both at the macro and in the micro side. So yeah, let's talk macro. Q4 was awful. certainly in the Canadian markets here, and it was exacerbated by tax loss selling. And then we've really, the whole industry stumbled out of the gate here in January, and the Fed is running their mouth and controlling the economy and really just keeping everything, with a lot of unknowns. However, I really do think that everything will come home to roost. I believe we are living in an artificial economy, juiced by free money and all sorts of crazy things that are going on. It can only last so long. Now, I mean, I'm not necessarily hoping for that day to come, because I think it could have some profound social and economic consequences when it does. But I do think it's inevitable, and when it does, and it'll be a rough time, and then the dust will settle, and then I think it's going to be a fantastic environment for precious metals and the metal industry as a whole. But certainly, the macroeconomics is going to be good for gold. I think the thesis for owning gold as insurance will hold true yet again.
Yeah, as it always has in the past. Well, Stephen, that's really great news. You want to go over to Mistango.com. That's Mistango.com. Company again, Mistango River Resources. The ticker symbol on the CSE is MIS. Stephen, we'll be checking in with you once you get the results on the remaining holes that you've drilled. And hey, good luck. We'll talk to you again soon.
Fantastic. Appreciate it, Kerry. Take care.
The Financial Survival Network.